We know the protesters were peaceful. We know the army fired. Here's today's big hard fact. 3 months after the Lekki Tollgate shootings, there are still no official findings. Remember, the Lagos state government said the NSAS panel should investigate it. And the federal government appears to be waiting for the state's panel's findings, even though the federal government could decide to open its own investigation. The army itself has said that it is waiting for the panel as well. But then again, the army appears to have taken the position that its men did not commit an offense at the toll gate that evening. So while we wait for the official findings from the Lagos panel, different individuals and groups have been working to piece together the accounts of eyewitnesses and other evidence from October 20th. Famously or infamously, CNN released a report in late November, which the federal government, through the information ministry, rejected. Lai Mohammed, the information minister, accused CNN of irresponsible journalism. He pointed to the BBC as having a reporter on ground and therefore having a more balanced view of the events. In his opinion, in Lai Mohammed's opinion, the army repeated the same point at the panel. They said that the panel shouldn't include footage from the CNN report because they didn't have a journalist on the scene. Instead, they should ask the BBC. The army mentioned the BBC specifically, just like the information minister. Well, now the BBC has finally put together and released their own report. And since the BBC is a partner of Nigeria Info, let's play that report for you right now. If you're watching on Facebook, you can see it for yourself. Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. But if you cannot watch, you can listen.
This is where one of the most violent episodes in recent Nigerian history took place. In October, hundreds of young Nigerians gathered at this toll gate to protest against police brutality. The demonstrations attracted people from all walks of life who joined together to peacefully call for change.
Amongst the organisers was Sarah, an accountant who'd never taken part in a protest before.
I wanted to also be a part of it because it has been long overdue, and for the fact that the police have actually brutalized a lot of people, I felt like if you sit down, then you're part of the problem.
At midday on the 20th of October, the local government announced a curfew.
So the whole situation was very, very peaceful. But then I got a call from a friend. He is an honorable in Lagos. He asked me if I was at the protest ground because he knows I always come to the protest. And I told him yes. And he was like, I have to leave there right now. That what they're planning today, that my heart cannot handle it.
Soon after, trucks were seen leaving Bonny Camp. It's a short drive from the barracks to the Lekki Tollgate.
You guys should just take care of these are army guys going to the toll gate now.
This is the CCTV taken from the toll gate that evening. You can see the protesters rushing towards the soldiers here, but at 18:43, people turn and run. Advancing towards the crowd are soldiers, some with raised guns.
Not wrong! No wrong! Sit down! Sit down! Sit down! Sit down!
Guys, the military are here right now. They are shooting at us.
So when they get there, they go down from the car and they pick up their gun. They started shooting. I know everybody was scared.
See, they are releasing fire.
They started facing the crowd. They are shooting straight. I was the first person they shot.
When I saw people falling down, that was when I knew that, these people came for business and they came to kill us.
This hospital alone treated 9 gunshot victims that night, live streaming operations. The next morning, there were casualties in emergency rooms across Lagos, but hospitals wouldn't allow the media access nor give interviews.
There has been a lot of violation of human rights, and every doctor is scared. Another thing is that in Nigeria, you don't really have job security. So if you speak up, you can lose your job.
Do you have any evidence that there's been a cover-up, that people have been intimidated?
Yes. For example, that patient who had the bullet wound, the hospital is not releasing the bullet to him. Initially, he was told he would have the bullet after surgery. But later on, they've been saying the bullet is hospital property. And also, the hospital has not come out to say we treated victims. So I feel there's a cover-up somewhere.
My brother's name is Wisdom Okun. He's 18 years old. He's just new in Lagos. He was just 2 weeks old when he got disappearing. He was seen last at the toll gate by my neighbor. I went to the hospitals. I saw a lot of people, youths that were injured. Some were shot at the shoulder, some at the chest, some at the forehead. But I couldn't find my brother among them. I even went to mortuary. Yes, I went there to see if his corpse would be there, but I was told that there is no unknown there. So I don't know if he is one of those that were killed.
A judicial panel has now been set up to investigate what happened. Initially, the army said reports they opened fire were fake news. Then they said that they fired blanks in the air. Now, that story has changed again.
A portion of the force will carry live bullets in case they are attacked.
This changing narrative has made many skeptical about whether anyone will be held responsible for the events of that night.
What does justice look like to you?
Justice would be getting everybody involved in the shooting. Justice would be them coming out to tell us who is accountable for it. Justice would be them coming out to tell us who planned this and why they even went ahead to come to shoot at their fellow brothers and their fellow sisters, their countrymen, live bullets, and kill them.
What happened that night has cemented a lot of the dissatisfaction that many young Nigerians feel towards those that govern them. It's unclear what happens next for the NSAS movement, but many here believe an entire generation has been alienated.
So that's what the BBC has to say about the Lekki Tollgate shootings. I should point out, by the way, that from a journalism standpoint, the idea that a news organization has to have a reporter on ground to get the facts is no longer accurate in the 21st century. There's a whole branch of journalism called open source journalism, and it relies on open source intelligence and data gathering. So things like GPS records, satellite imagery, data dumps from social media, you name it. But that's besides the point, because now we've also heard from the BBC, who the government has said repeatedly were on ground. I want to hear from you, Lagos. What do you think happened on the evening of October 20th, 2020? 3 months later. Yesterday was 3 months. What do you think happened at the toll gate? What do you think about the fact that the BBC appears to be in agreement with other reports? We just streamed it for you on our Facebook and on our YouTube. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube Nigeria Info FM. Talk to me on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. use the hashtag NigeriaInfoHF so that I know that you're talking to Sandra Ezekwesili on Hard Facts. You can also call 0700-993-993. Remember, New Year, new Hard Facts. So everybody gets 90 seconds, 1 minute, 30 seconds. That's all you get. Chris Michael. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Thanks for calling, Chris.
Yeah. Good evening, one and one.
Good evening. What do you think happened on that day?
Sandra, I think from every indication, both the blind and even the deaf, is very clear. I mean, this validates what the report that CNN actually showed us a few months ago. The federal government is trying to kind of truncate. I think that just like I said during that time, that nothing is hidden under the sun. In as much as they are trying hard to deny the just truth, I think it's in a full glare air now that everybody can now see. Honestly, because I think let me say this: it's a very a test for this administration, both the Lagos government, Sowolu administration, and of course that of the federal government. They must try to bring to book every perpetrator of this obvious crime, because there is no how they can bend this further. I'm waiting to hear the reaction of Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, and his cohort, because from every indication now, it's very obvious. There's no two ways about it. They have been beating, shouting on top of their voice. They should go with BBC report. I hope this very report, they will not target a doctor's report.
Thank you, Chris, for calling. We've got another Chris on the line. This particular Chris is in Ejigbo. Chris, welcome.
Thank you, Sandra.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Good evening. Please, my take on this issue of NSAS issue shows that our government, I'm sorry to say that, will I use the word irresponsible towards the youth of this nation. One, they appointed that they should look at CNN because they have a reporter at Grant. Now, what CNN, with what I've heard from what I just displayed in Nigeria Info, is not far different from what CNN is also reporting. What shows that truly this will really plan to go out to kill the youth of Nigeria. But I pray that the federal government, the state government should rise up and bring to mark and to question who ordered all this. That is when they will appease the citizens and the youth of this nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling us. If you just joined the show, I played a BBC report for you. They released their own report. The BBC is a partner of Nigeria Info, and we played their report for you online and on air. So if you're watching via social media, be it Facebook, be it YouTube, you watched it. We're still streaming it, by the way, on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook. Info FM on YouTube. But yeah, you listen to the audio as well. What do you think happened on the evening of October 20th, 2020 at the Lekki Tollgate? What do you think about the fact that the BBC report appears to be in agreement with other reports? Engineer Chooks is on the line. Welcome.
Good evening, Sandra.
Good evening.
Well done for the great job you're doing.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, there is a saying and always repeated every now and then when I talk to people regarding situations like this. All right, so this is visible to the blind. That's one of the statements. And this is audible to the deaf. All right. My grandfather used to tell me something that when a mosquito perches on your testes, you don't hammer it with a sledgehammer. Okay, so tiny a creature, but you deal with it with common sense. So you don't get to harm yourself or injure yourself trying to kill that tiny creature. All right? So it is obvious all that transpired October 2020. And the world is actually, coming to terms with the reality of all that people talked about it. Now, my worry is this. Where do we go from here? Already you heard police has made a...
Sorry about that. Call back Engineer Chooks if you can. If you just joined the show, you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Our big hard fact for today: 3 months after the Lekki Tollgate shootings, there are still no official findings. Who ordered the army to the Lekki Tollgate? What were their orders? Comrade Dada is on the line. He's in Ikorodu today. Hello, Comrade Dada. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Go ahead.
What actually
Turn your radio off.
happened?
Turn your radio off. Go ahead.
What actually happened?
I'm hearing your radio, sir. I'm going to have to end the call. Thanks for calling. 99.3. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's your name, sir?
My name is Samuel. I'm calling from Apapalat.
Welcome, Samuel. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, what I'm about to say is nothing but there is no act of democracy in this our country, Nigeria. What we practice here is dictatorship. Very wicked act from our so-called leaders and not rulers. The reason I know that whomever that had hand in that thing that happened at that Lekki Tollgate, so far the person drink water in his life, he never goes scot-free. That's the reason I know. Even when I was listening to this thing, I started sharing tears again. Because that day I was there live and but I was at the back. What happened that day? I don't know what to say.
What happened?
God judge them.
What happened? What did you experience?
My sister, that day, in fact, it's as if this world wants to turn to an end. That day we were hearing, don't run. You know, people were shouting, people at the front were shouting, don't run. Everyone should stay away. I said, lie down. Don't, you understand? But they keep coming. People were, you know, I was like, my friend was like, hey, let's move. The kind of, was on what I experienced that day, that kind of a thing has never happened in my life before. But I don't know what to say. A human being like you, just as you said, your brother, the same human being like you, the same country. This is the only place we can proudly call our own Nigeria. We don't have any other place to run to. And we say that we practice democracy in this country. But all our leaders teach us and let us to know that what we are into is a dictatorship. God will judge them one by one. Whoever that has hand in that thing that happened in that place will never go scot-free. So far the person drink water in this life. That water will choke him one day, and that water will be turned to judgment to that person. Whoever that has hand in that thing. Goodbye.
Thank you for calling. 99.3. Hello? Yes, hi. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Fred.
Fred, you're on Hard Facts. Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Nice to speak with you today. First time caller.
I'm glad that you got through today.
Okay. Thank you very much. But what happened on the 20th of October 2020? Well, the only thing, I am a youth, but the only thing I can always say is that whatsoever they have done to us, God is in control and God is watching. So if they feel that what they have done to the youth who are trying to fight for their rights, that it is good, no problem. We leave that to God. One day, God will vindicate us and help us, the youth. And whatsoever they think they have done, one day they will repeat when they leave the government. Thank you very much for speaking with you.
Thank you very much for calling me. Now let's talk about the official investigation, shall we? The Lagos State NSAS Judicial Panel is handling the official investigation. Remember, I told you that even the army says they're waiting for the panel. The panel sat several times in November and December. They've sat briefly in January. We don't know how the COVID second wave will affect their routine, but we're keeping our eye on them. If you remember, for the last few weeks of the year, every Tuesday, I brought you the latest from the panels. So we talked about the Lekki Tollgate shootings a lot. We talked about the CCTV cameras from LCC. The lawyers for the NSAS protesters insisted on playing the entire footage from that day as evidence. They said the footage shows that the protesters were peaceful throughout the day and in the evening. And so the point they were trying to make, the lawyers, the point they were trying to make was that there was no legitimate reason to use force against the protesters. Remember, Governor Sanwo-Olu had ordered a curfew on that day, but the start time for the curfew was 9 p.m. It was first meant to be 4 p.m., but it was changed. The shootings began between 6 and 7 p.m. Nigeria Info carried it live on that day, if you remember, during sports. So that means that at the time of the shooting, there was no curfew. And even if there were a curfew, according to human rights lawyers, the law doesn't give government the right to shoot the violators of curfew. But yeah, they played the CCTV footage, or at least they played what was available. The recording stopped after 8 p.m. We're still not sure why the recording stopped, but the footage did show the moments the shooting started. Now, what type of rounds were shot? That was another big debate at the panel. The protesters have, of course, insisted that the army shot live ammunition. Army at first said that they were not even there. Remember that? Their Twitter handle kept saying fake news. Anyone that came out, they'll stamp it, fake news, blah. But later the army said, okay, we were there. It was at the panel that they said it. And then they now said, oh, they were there, but they didn't have any live rounds. They had only blank bullets. Then by the time the panel moved on, the army had again corrected their account. This time they were saying that they brought both live ammunition and blanks to the toll gate. But they said that they only fired blank ammunition. Now, like I said, the protesters insist that this is not the case. Many of them claim to have the shells, even the bullets that were fired. Others point to the videos and pictures from DJ Switch's Instagram live broadcast. We watched it during the shootings. And a good way to resolve this would have been crime scene investigation, forensics. But that wasn't possible immediately after the shooting. Instead, within days, Lawma had started cleaning up the scene. This cleaning was done before investigators could gather evidence. Now, in the last couple of weeks, crime scene investigators have been at the toll gate, but opinions are split. Some people say it's a welcome development, that they might help prove what happened. But others have said, beg, it's too late. Rain don't fall. Thousands of cars have driven past there. They don't carry cement, fill the holes for the ground. We don't know one way or the other. On Hard Facts, one way or the other, we'll be following that story. I'm waiting to see what these investigators tell the panel. And once they tell the panel something one way or the other, I'll share it with you. But yeah, let's stay on the panel a little bit. What do you think about their work? Has the panel handled this probe well? What do you think about the federal government not launching its own investigation? What do you think about the Army's testimony at the panel? Testimonies, I should say. Now, I've got only 1 minute before I have to take a break, so that's enough time to take perhaps a comment or two on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. That's our WhatsApp. We've got this comment here. Actually, this person is sending me a bunch of videos, and they're videos that I can't take a look at right now because I'm on a live show, obviously. But yeah, we've got other comments that I can take a look at. Here's this one from Predera. Predera said, a portion of the force was carrying live bullets in case they were attacked. Should the army be at a peaceful protest to begin with? Predera, thank you for your message. We've got Gade who says, BBC just landed the Nigerian government a big L. Lagos. We'll be right back.
Station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Omo, Remita na the surest way to buy airtime, data, electricity, pay cable TV, and other bills without plenty tori. With Remita, you fit pay with your ATM card, USSD, internet banking, phone number, or even transfer. You dey feel am? Remita na the only thing you need to make your next payment. Oh yeah, rush, go download the Remita app from Google Play Store or Apple Store.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk, and cocoa, and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle, good food, good life.
Guy, wetin dey make you scatter house like this, eh? Abeg, you help me see my Airtel SIM. I carry am give Sade yesterday, oh. But you no dey use am again na. Yay! You don carry my bonus give landlord pikin. Na today you go pack out. On top Airtel SIM?
Yes, so if you don't reach 15 days where you never use your Airtel SIM, go find them now. Because why? Obonga will full on top of. Hey, get 2,000 naira airtime plus extra 200 MB for just 200 naira. The more you recharge, the more you are woofo. To begin enjoy this awoof, just dial *241*7#. Terms and conditions dey.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Make up for lost travel time and let Emirates reconnect you with the world. If you've got big plans for 2021, it's time to put them into action. Take advantage of our special fares, starting from 313,585 naira. Every flight includes multi-risk travel insurance, COVID-19 cover, and the flexibility to change your booking. Visit emirates.com, book by the 25th of January, and travel with peace of mind. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
You get to win money. You get to win 10,000 naira cash on the Just a Minute game show. Call into any of our shows: The Morning Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, The Sunny Side, and Hard Fact. Answer as many questions as possible in 60 seconds, and you stand a chance to win 10,000 naira. Winner will be announced on Hard Fact. Just a Minute, the game show for everyone. Right here on your number one station for talk, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
For area, then they call me Baba 22. If you look my JC, number 22. My keke plate number encore 22. My house number, of course. I dey cack for number 22. But you sabi wetin really make them they call me Baba 22? Now because I dey groove 22 times bonus on top every recharge.
Yes, so if you don't tell where you use your glow line, reactivate now, make you begin enjoy your own Ogboge 22 times bonus on top every recharge. It dey pay to reactivate your glow line.
Glow Unlimited.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk, and cocoa, and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle, good food, good life.
Remita is the easiest way to pay for airtime, data, electricity, cable TV subscription, and other bills easily without storage that touch. With Remita, you can make all your payments using your ATM card, USSD, wallet, internet banking, phone number, or account transfer. Indeed, Remita is all you need to pay your next bill. Download the Remita app from Google Play Store or Apple Store, or visit www.remita.net to start making payments now. Remita, because payments should be easy.
Everyone has a place they need to be. Everyone has a face they need to see. When you go away, you love to
www.flyairpeace.com.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk, and cocoa, and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle, good food, good life.
Mama Mina won't send money, make Amina collect for school. Oh, Bina won't withdraw from your account, but you know carry in card. Hey, waiting them go use. Na Momo, them go use. Na Momo agents, them go use you. Sisi Ronke won't pay light bill, plus Richard Go TV. She follow go Miss Telemundo. Tamuno say she won't buy data for phone. Waiting them go use. Na Momo, them go use. Na Momo agents, them go use you.
Now, with your Momo agent, you fit send and receive money, plus to withdraw money for your bank account without card or data. You fit also buy airtime and data or pay any kind bill where you want. Just dial *223# to see the Momo agent when near you.
Momo agent, save, fast, no wahala.
I won't tell you the secret of better food. Now the new no chicken and classic seasoning powder. The ingredient they take make am na natural by nature, like real chicken, rosemary, black and white pepper, garlic, onion, parsley, mushroom, coriander, and plenty more. If you knack new no seasoning powder for inside your jollof, fried rice, egusi, and all other soup, you go know say flavor pass flavor. New no seasoning powder. Natural by ingredients, bangba by flavor.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
It's 5:34. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and I've got lots of comments on social media. So, Ashe Augustine says, for instance, my take on the investigating panel is that the governor and the military are not honorable. They've lost respect and direction to governance. All right. Thank you for your message. Kate Ufot from Moe says, well, that's not a message for this show. Hard facts. Sandra, nothing will come out of this NSAS matter as long as government is involved. Now, so the matter go dey waka till eternity. Ndo from Lagos says. We've got a message here. Trooks, who says, honestly, there's too many lies. Too many lies. Edie from Lagos says, the perpetrators of this callous barbaric act know themselves. Everyone knows they are the mastermind behind the massacre. Nothing will ever come out of that investigation, and they won't accept ever doing the killings, as that will not put them in good image before the international community. All this killing happened because of the money the toll gate was losing. And now that they've carried out the act, are they making money now? Let that toll gate be turned into a monument for the massacred. That's what we need to clamor for now. Thank you, ED from Lagos. Thank you for sending your message in. Let's take your calls. 0700-993-993. What do you think about the work of the panel? I told you before the break that the last couple of weeks saw crime scene investigators at the toll gate. And seeing them at the toll gate split opinions. People say, well, it's a welcome development. They might be able to prove what happened. Others are saying, it's too late. What do you think? What do you think about the federal government not launching its own investigation? And what do you think about the Army's testimonies at the panel? Everybody gets 90 seconds. Benjamin is in Ikoyi. Hello, Benjamin.
Good evening, President Sandra.
Good evening. Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Benjamin. You see, President Sandra, what already happened that day, I was close to that gate at that traffic light. I was entering inside the Oniru.
Okay.
I saw things that happened. If the government come now and start denying, Army can now start denying, it's only God that will judge everybody.
Tell me what you saw. Tell me what you saw.
look at, there are some policemen at that junction. They use all these things, last man used to do to demarcate that under bridge. There are some policemen there with their car parked there. When those army came, they came from back. I was entering to that traffic light. They came all the way from that mobile, that coming for that place. While that DJ was shouting, all of them hold, some of them at the front, they sit down. They hold Nigerian flag. They're about to sing national anthem with the mic. Before those army came, all of them, the people at the front were scared. That was the reason why the DJ was announcing, don't run, don't run, don't run. Hold your flag. Let's sing the national anthem. It was giving that announcement until I drive to that 4 point. There. Before 5 minutes, before I enter inside Oniru, I started having that gunshot. And everybody was shouting at that gate. They are not shooting on the air. They are not shooting on the air. They are shooting on the air. If they are shooting on the air, no, at that time, that was around 7:15 or 7:13. All this incident happens. Why are they now denying? Army have denied they are not there. Later they agree that they are there. The government said they doesn't know about whatever that happens. Why did the governor now went to the hospital and see those ones that sustained injury? Why the hospital now denying that they didn't treat people that have a gunshot? Why are they afraid now to release the bullet? That's the question to ask.
Benjamin, thank you for calling. Fidelis in mile 12, welcome.
Good evening, Sandra.
Good evening, Fidelis.
Sandra, my concern is this. The UK Parliament, they said they are going to sanction the federal government. What is the outcome of that gathering? Because anything concerning this panel of inquiry that is being set up in Nigeria here, nothing is going to come out of it. When I watch outdoors, lying, in fact, I just feel like crying. Please, I really I would like to know the outcome of what the UK Parliament wants to do about this. Thank you.
Thank you, Fidelis, for calling us. Now, I have a few questions about the Tollgate shooting and the bigger issues, and I want you to give me your answers. Does the army have a place in civil matters? Should the army have ever been called to the Tollgate? Who called the army? This is not the first time the army has been involved in controversy about shootings and civilians. We've had Odi, we've had Zaria, we've had many others. And each time these cases come up, you have some Nigerians who say the army should not have been there. Earlier this month, protesters in America took over the seat of Congress. The National Guard was deployed. Now, the National Guard is made up of part-time service people. They serve 1 weekend a month and a few weeks a year. The rest of the time, they work as civilians. If there's a war, they can be called up to join the full army. But for the rest of the time, they're at home. They help during emergencies like floods, like hurricanes. So you can imagine that their mindset is very different. Their rules of engagement are very different. But even then, they're still armed. They're still trained. And yet the US government can reasonably expect to be able to call in the National Guard for even a violent protest and not expect anybody to die. So this raises my next question. Do you think that the Nigerian army is adequately trained to handle civilian issues? Are its soldiers trained enough to obey their own rules of engagement? And here's another question. Will justice be served in the case of the Lekki Tollgate shooting? Do you believe that the Lagos panel will have the free hand to look into this matter fully, deeply, to find the truth? Do you believe that if they find some people responsible, those people will be punished? Because that's an issue that has come up in the past. Remember the Zaria massacre? The Kaduna State government's panel said that the army was responsible. They said the army killed hundreds of IMN members. Until today, no single soldier has been indicted or court-martialed. So will there be justice in the case of the Tollgate shootings? 3 months later, we still do not have official reports. There are still no official findings. We've got Isi Chijioke on the line. Isi Chijioke is in Ogun State. Thank you for calling us.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for calling.
Yes. The question you're asking, let me tell you, the problem of that Tollgate shooting is just that they were losing money on that Tollgate. Then they have to connect federal government to give army order to drive people away there. But what they really think to do is what I don't know. Everybody that is asking that question, you miss it. It's only that they want to make money on Tollgate. That's why the army went there, start shooting to clear people. They don't care about people's life. That's what I see in Nigeria because I'm a 73 years old man. I've never seen any government like this one before. Hello?
I'm here.
So that's the only thing I can say.
Chijoke, thank you so much for calling me and thank you for saying the things that you can say. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling. What's your name?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My contribution about that very issue is that, you see, in Nigeria here, our government doesn't value any life.
I'm hearing your radio.
Sorry.
All right, go ahead.
What I'm saying is that our government here in Nigeria, we don't value any life at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's only the key point.
Okay.
That's the only key point. All those other things, even the so-called panels, Nigeria should not expect anything there.
Okay.
That's all, everything about it.
All right. Thanks for calling. Lawrence from Ikorodu says, as far as he is concerned, Nigeria cannot find the killers of the likes of Bola Ige, Harry Marshall, Funsho Williams. How can Nigerians trust that fraudulent panel of inquiry? Thank God for social media. Thank God for DJ Switch, etc. All right, Lawrence. Thank you for your message. We've got more messages here on WhatsApp. I'm going to try as much as possible to take as many of them as possible. Good evening, madam. I'm listening on the mobile app from South Africa. I listen to this show whenever I am off, and it's so informative. I enjoy it so much. Keep up the good work. Mokena Daniels in South Africa. Mokena Daniels, thank you so much for listening to us. We appreciate your ear. Sandra, the army has no business with civil cases. Even if someone called in the army in error, they know what is wrong from right. The Lagos panel will not dare say the truth. We all have a fair idea of what transpired that day at the toll gate. Let sleeping dogs lie on this matter. Thank you, Edgy says. Edgy, can we let sleeping dogs lie on this matter? Is it just? Would it be justice to let sleeping dogs lie on this matter? Imor from Victoria Island. Hello. Thanks for calling.
Yeah. Am I on to Sandra?
Yes, you're talking to me now. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
See, let me tell you. History has proven itself. It's just like the last caller that said, prominent people have died in this country. Funshaw Williams died. 10,000 naira ransom was put on whoever will find his killers. Up to today, nobody have known who killed Funshaw Williams. Bola Ige and the lies, Ari, this in of Port Harcourt, they were killed, even in Abuja. So nothing have come up with it. So I don't see anybody in the panel there that will, at the end of the day, it's just propaganda that they will play. You understand? So from the beginning, we Nigerians, we know that nothing, it's just to enrich themselves because they will collect allowance per sitting and so on and so forth.
All right.
They will just go the normal way that they normally go.
Okay. Thank you for calling. We've got Mazi Ibe Ugochukwu on Twitter who says, Lekki shooting, in as much as it is condemnable, I pray that there are other visible and more efficient ways that we can handle it. It has been hyped, and I feel we're blowing it out of proportion. There are many human rights fighters. Where are they? Have they gone into oblivion? I'm not sure I understood what I just read. Mazibe. But perhaps explain further? So Gio Gege says, Sandra, you worry, oh. Anything by the army or federal agency backed by the federal government is abracadabra. Even with the ongoing judicial panel, I can assure you there will never be any reasonable finding. You did try, Sha. All right. So Gio Gege, thank you for your message. We've got Chibuzo who says, all right, I can't take that message from Chibuzo, but I can take a few more calls. 0700 993. If you just tuned in, I told you that it's been 3 months after the Lekki Tollgate shootings, and there are still no official findings. So the Lagos State panel has been set up to look into what happened at the toll gate. But while we're waiting for their findings, different individuals, different groups have been working to piece together the accounts of eyewitnesses and other evidence from October 20th. CNN released a report. Federal government, through Lai Mohammed, rejected that report, called it doctored, called it irresponsible journalism. They pointed to the BBC as having a reporter on ground and having a more balanced view of the events. Army repeated the same point at the panel. They said that the panel should not include footage from the CNN report because they did not have a journalist on the scene. Instead, the panel should take the BBC's report. The Army mentioned the BBC specifically, the same way that the information minister mentioned the BBC. So the BBC finally put together their own report and they've released it. And I played it on the show for you today. We started with that report. And I'm asking you what you think happened on that evening. I'm also asking you, Lagos, what you think about the work of the panel. I'm also asking if you think we're going to get justice. Victor in Victoria Island, welcome.
Yes, what I think on the killing. After the incident, we normally watch film. Once an incident happens, the police normally comes with a line, a tape line, and rule it. Nobody should pass or cross anything, no sweeping, nothing, until the investigation is done. But I don't know why our own is different. And the lawmen came and sweep and do everything, and cars pass, everything ends like that. It's not done so now. This is one of the topics that we use in tackling this government since 2023. If they care not to, if they don't do the right thing now. Thank you.
Thank you for calling us, Victor. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Hard Facts. Good evening. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Ruben from Yaba.
Welcome, Ruben.
Yeah, the panel in Lagos State, I knew he was not going to come out with anything serious because they don't have a force of law.
But the panel is still on.
Oh, it's still on?
It's still on, yes.
Yeah, but what has come out of it? Little or nothing. They are not even informing us about what's going on.
They actually are. They carry the proceedings live. They are. They inform us of what's going on. I inform you of what's going on.
All right. Yeah. I'm listening to you. Yeah. I don't believe in them. I believe that the ICJ or the UN in the commercial of human rights or whatever, anything that has to do with international can do a better job than the Lagos panel, because if the Lagos panel is supposed to do a thorough job, first of all, they are supposed to right now, they are supposed by now indicted Sanwo-Olu, Buratai, and then some other and the army, the people that and the set of them that went to that. The army are not even supposed to be there in the first place. The National Guard in America is equal to what we call the Nigerian Legion here. It is supposed to be Nigerian Legion and even NSCDC that's supposed to be there. Are they criminals? Did you see guns on their hands?
Good question. Thank you for calling. Remember, everybody gets 90 seconds. So we'll take our last call on the show today. Hello.
Hello, Madam Sandra.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you very much. I got you. My name is Innocent.
Welcome, Innocent.
Thank you. When you are playing that the commentary by the BBC, I cannot help but just to shed tears. You understand? You see, life has not been so meaningful to Nigerian government right from day one. And hello, are you hearing me?
I'm here. Mm-hmm.
And for the youth of this country, they expect us to keep quiet, and they expect us to remain silent, the way they silent our parents. We will not be deterred. We will not be stopped. And the way they treated us this time around, what message are they sending? That next we are coming out to press for our rights in this country, then we should come out well prepared? Because these people, they are going to kill us, and they can't expect us to keep quiet and allow evil going on in our country. Then we should keep quiet. All these old cargoes who don't want to leave government, imagine what Lai Mohammed is saying at his age. Look at what he is saying. Now, look at what BBC bring up now. What's the difference between BBC and CNN, the commentary? What is the difference? They are almost similar. Madam Sandra, this is just the beginning of it too. Another one is coming. And that will not be answered. But that time it will be what end to bad government. And let's see what it will be. Why are soldiers there from the first day?
Thank you for calling. 90 seconds. That's what everybody gets. We've got Favor Yanda who says the panel was set up, is being supervised, is being financed by government. What do you expect from the panel? Okay, but the Kaduna state government was set up by government and it indicted the army. We've got another message here. The ocean will sink. The sea will leap. The truth will still remain the truth. Let the government keep deceiving themselves, not me. Well, you didn't leave your name though. But thank you for your message. We've got somebody listening from Canada, Ontario, Canada, who says this incident is simply pathetic. U.S. was able to investigate hooligans, but innocent youth going on with peaceful demonstrations are shot. I wonder why the international bodies are not involved yet. Black man problem, they ascribe to the shooting, right? Well, I don't know one way or the other, but that's the last comment that we can take on this issue for now. Because my time on Hard Facts is done. I've had a great time bringing you the facts today on today's show. But we're going to do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, and on Fridays we take a look at international stories. So Monday to Thursday, we start at 3 p.m. We start with the biggest stories of the day, and then Friday we look at international stories. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili on Facebook, S. Ezekwesili on Twitter, and on Instagram. Those were your Hard Facts, Lagos. Good night.
Facts with Sandra Ezekwesili is available as a podcast on all streaming platforms. Catch this and previous episodes anytime you want to.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Guy, what's in the make you scatter house like this, eh? I beg, you help me see my Airtel SIM. I carry and give Shade yesterday, but you know they use him again now. Yeah.
Just Radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.